Alright, back with another deity description video. This time I thought I'd do the deity, the god Hendursaga, Mesopotamian God Hendursaga. Can also be called Hendursaga or Endursaga. He was regarded as a divine night watchman. He was commonly associated with the goddess Nanshi, which I was just doing some videos on. Nanshi is one of my favorite goddesses. I like everything that she represents, whether it's like social justice, the sea, the waters, birds, fish. There's nothing that she's associated with that I don't like a lot. So that's why she's one of my favorite goddesses. And the deities surrounding her circle are pretty interesting as well. So we'll do Hendursaga here first, and then we'll go over like Nindara and some others strongly associated with her. In a number of god lists, he was equated with the similar Akkadian god Isham. Isham, he is similar, and we'll go over him eventually too. He was also considered a divine night watchman. Like he was tasked with like protecting houses at night. He was strongly associated with the god Nergal. Isham was, that is. And while Hendursaga it says he's equated with the similar Akkadian god Isham. So we'll see about that too. The Hendursaga, of course, that's a Sumerian. Yeah. The etymology of the name Hendursaga is uncertain. However, it is possible it was related to his functions and can be translated from Sumerian as a torch or staff bearer who goes in front. The word Hendur is otherwise unattested, but it is assumed that it is related to Akkadian hutaru, a type of staff. Okay. Hendursaga was a divine watchman. He has been characterized as a protective god with a friendly face. Attested epithets attributed only to him include chief herald, watchman of the street, and lamp of the people, applied only to him, as well as chief herald and high constable, herald of the silent street, and herald of the silent night, and hero who goes about at night, which is shared with the god Isham. So both are called that. The text Marduk's address to demons refers to him. Of course, Marduk is the high god of ancient Babylonian religion. The text Marduk's address to demons refers to him as the god who wanders the thoroughfares. According to Andrew George, the word Nim. See, what is this word here? Nimgirl Nagiru. Nimgirl Nagiru. Present in many of these epithets, which is conventionally translated as herald, in this context, should be understood as constable, town crier, or night watchman. Okay. Starting in the Old Babylonian period, Hendursaga came to be equated with Isham, or Isham in bilingual contexts, with the former appearing in Sumerian and the latter in Akkadian formulas. They were also equated with each other in the Weidner and Nippur god lists, and such an equation may also be attested in a copy of An equals Anum, that god list. Though due to the state of preservation and possible scribal errors, this is uncertain. Another god closely related to both of them was Engidudu. Okay. All right. Who was the divine guardian of the Tibira Gate in the city of Ashur. Huh. Okay. In the Epic of Era, Engidudu, is that how you pronounce that? Just somebody correct me if I'm pronouncing any of these words wrong. Just that would be very helpful. If if I don't want to say any of these words incorrectly, Engidudu is used as an alternative name for Isham. Okay, Hendursaga was also closely associated with the goddess Nanchi, as we know. According to a hymn dedicated to him, she bestowed his functions as well as his insignia, a staff or perhaps a torch, upon him. Hendursaga was also believed to have served as her advisor and cooperates with her steward Eni Glulu. That sounds very similar to Engidudu and Eni Gluglu. Eni Gluglu. No, Eni Glulu. Yeah. In a hymn to Nanchi, Hendursaga is called a son of the sun god Utu, Sumerian sun god Utu. It is possible that in the 3rd millennium BC, so we're going way back here, his wife was Dumuzi Abzu, the protective goddess of Kinunir or Kinirsha, a city in the state of Lagash. Though in that period, family relations between deities were often particularly fluid or uncertain. In a later tradition, his wife was Ninmug, a goddess of crafts and birth from Kisiga, from the city of Kisiga. This was a secondary development based on the equivalence between him and the god Isham, whose spouse Ninmug usually was. Okay. All right. In a Sumerian hymn to Hendursaga, he is stated as being assisted by 3 groups of 7 attendants. 3 groups of 7 attendants. This first group of 7 is described in detail in the hymn. They were known as warriors, and it is theorized that this heptad is related to the Sabiti heptad, which developed in later times. Sabiti are well-known groups of 7 attendant warrior deities that we will go over eventually as well. It is unclear if they are animal hybrids or instead magical animals. You mean the Sabiti or the 7 attendants of Hendursaga? I see. Each is associated with one specific creature. A fox, a dog, 2 birds, one described as pecking at insects, possibly a raven, the other a huge vulture devouring carrion. The other creatures are a wolf, a ninima bird, which is probably an owl, and a shark. Okay. So, Hendursaga was one of the deities chiefly associated with the area controlled by the state of Lagash, right? A chapel of Hendursaga might have existed in next to one possibly dedicated to Ninshubur. Now, Ninshubur was a Mesopotamian goddess. Sometimes, though, a Ninshubur was also considered a god. So we'll get into that once we get to Ninshubur. Identification of both of these sanctuaries is based on inscribed mace heads found during excavations. However, it has also been argued that these objects might have no cultic function. According to a hymn dedicated to Hendursaga, it was believed that lighting a torch and invoking his name guaranteed safe passage through city streets at night. So he's a very like a protective, guardian, very helpful deity. An incantation implores him for protection from demons, including the Gala, the Mashkim, the Udug, and the evil Lama. While the Lama was normally understood as a type of benevolent, protective minor goddess, that's what I was going to say. Evil Lama. Multiple references to evil Lama, or the Lama Hull, are also known, though they are uncommon. An evil Lama is listed in a similar enumeration of demons in a text dedicated to the medicine goddess Nini Sina. So there wraps up our article here on the god Hendursaga, but we will come back to him again. I want to go over one of his hymns here eventually soon. There's a dedication tablet by King Gudea, the governor of Lagash. It says, "For Hendursaga, his master, Gudea, ruler of Lagash, built his house." So, interesting. I mean, they're all interesting, but very interesting deity here. Hendursaga, a protective, guardian, helpful deity. And he's related to the god Isham. And as always, let me know what if you would like to add anything else about the god Hendursaga. And just any thoughts on the god. And we'll be back with more deity descriptions and other related videos here soon.